Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us today. Good morning, Mr. Charles. Thank you for joining us today. Good morning. Good morning. Please stay tuned while we expect others to join us so we can start. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned. We'll soon start. We're expecting others to join because this training is going to be a life-changing training for everyone. So we just holding on a bit for others to join us. Okay, so we're going to start in the next 2 minutes so we can cover up the entire process. So you can invite your friends, share the link with your friends and family to join this training. It's a life-changing training. So invite your friends. We have just 2 minutes to start. All right, guys, so we're about to start our training on how to start small scale agro exports. All right, so we're going to list the step by step. So you grab your pen, grab your paper so that you'll be able to take down important points. You can also reference them back after now. And then we are going to have a question and answer at the end of this training. So if you have your questions you want to ask, write them down. So at the end of this training, you'll be able to ask your questions. Okay, so the steps we're going to take is, first we need to understand what agro exports is, and the second one is the benefit of going into exportation. Why do you think you should start exports? How to source low cost agro products. How do you identify exportable products, whether you're in Nigeria or in any part of the world? How do you register your business? And then the certification you need. How to identify international buyers. How to prepare, package, and ship. That also covers logistics and shipments. What are the documents you need to start exporting, and how to source for funding. This is very important, so you have to stay tuned so that you're able to know how to get funding for your export products and how to market your agro products. And lastly is going to be question and answers. All right, guys, so let's start. Like I said, don't forget to get your biro, get your pen, because you have a lot to write. And then if you have question, we're going to dedicate time for question and answer at the end of this training. All right, guys, let's start. Okay, so the first thing we're going to discuss is, what is agro exports? What is agro exports? We know most of us are already into exportation, and some don't have knowledge about exports, right? So what is agro exports? Agro export, in a simple term, is the process of selling or shipping agro products from one country to international markets. So what does that? It involves sourcing raw or processed agricultural products that meets up international standard, and then you now export them to regions that are in high demand. So I hope you understand what agro exports means. Simply selling or buying from the local markets and shipping it to international markets, or shipping it to a region that there is high demand for that product. So that's what agro export means in simple term. All right, so now the next thing we're going to discuss is benefit of going into agro exports. Why do you want to start agro exports? I hope you guys can hear me. Please, if you cannot hear me, signify so that we know that we're all on the same page. So what's the benefit of going to agro exports? The first thing is there is high demand in global markets, because there are some countries that don't have the raw materials we have in Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, and then there are some countries that don't have what you have in your country if you are in another country. So that's number one benefit why you should start agro exports. There's high demand in the markets. It can never be enough. All right. And then the second benefit of agro exports is foreign exchange earnings. Like if you're in Nigeria, you already know how much $1 is. So the beauty of starting agro exports is you're buying your raw materials or you're buying your products with your local currency, and you're going to earn in foreign currency. For instance, if you're buying let's say you're buying your cashew in Nigeria, let's say you're buying your raw cashew, for instance, at 2,000 naira per kg. I think that's the current price now. And you're exporting it to, let's say, to India or to China or to Vietnam. So you're going to sell higher and you're going to earn like times 3 of your income of your investments. So that being said, it gives room for foreign exchange earnings. So you generate foreign currency, and when you begin to export and you're earning in dollars, for instance, you know what you're already saying by the time you're converting your dollar to naira, right? So the next benefit, why you should start, benefit of agro export rather, it's business scalability. You're expanding into international markets. It helps small businesses to grow. So, like, we know what this training is all about, how to start small scale agro exports. So it helps small businesses to grow, right? Because you're expanding from your local market, you're expanding from your local region of just buying from Kano or buying from Kwara State and selling in Lagos, and you're still earning in the same currency. So, but if you're expanding into the international market, it helps you to grow as a small business. And also, another benefit of going into agro exports is market diversification. So when you're exporting, it reduces your dependency on the local markets. And I mean, you're open for more opportunities to explore, right? Now, let's say currently we know this is peak period for soya beans. So if you're just trading locally, well, if a company in Ibadan is not accepting or a company in Kano is not accepting, you have to wait. You have to do storage depending when there's better price, depending when the market is open, for instance. But if you're exporting, you diversify into a bigger market, right? So you're not just depending on the local market to make sales. Another benefit of agro exports is employment creation. Agro exports supports job creation across the supply chain, because when you're talking about agro exports, we know that it involves a whole lot. The entire supply chain, that's from farming to aggregation to distribution to logistics, and all of that, it involves a lot of people. So it's not just a one-man person. Even if it's you as a person, you're starting agro exports, you cannot do it alone, because I mean, it involves a lot of third parties. Like, you have to outsource your logistics. If you don't want to be on the field, you have to get aggregators. If you don't want to do this, so it creates job for the youth. So this is the reason why most people, I think, should really go into exports, because you're not just doing yourself a favor. You're not just earning in foreign currency, right? You're also creating opportunity for others to you're also creating job opportunities for others, which cut across the entire supply chain. Okay, guys, so like I said earlier before we started, if you have a question, don't forget to write it down. We're going to have at the end of this training, we'll give time for you to ask your question. All right, then the next step is the step you need to take before exporting. So what are the things you need to do? First, you have to start by identifying the agricultural products with high demand but low competition. What does that mean? For instance, let's say like cocoa beans. Cocoa beans is popular in Europe, it's popular in the US. So you have to identify your products, identify where it is in high demand, and identify where there is low competition. So you cannot take what is already sufficient in India. You cannot now export what is already sufficient in India. No, you might not make so much. It might even take time for you to break even. So like, we know that Indians, they buy cashew nut a lot. So you should focus on what you know that is in high demand in that country. Like, for instance, ginger. So I just talked about soya, cocoa beans, where it's popular. Ginger, ginger, of course, is a spice. There's high demand in Asia, there's high demand in Europe. So if you're targeting where you think you should export your ginger to, so you check Asia and then you check the European countries. Then, like sesame seed, there's high demand in sesame seed in the Middle East and Asia because of oil production. So this is the first step you need to do. Identify the products. Where is it? Where are they demanding for what? right? You check the local product that we have in Nigeria or in your country. If you're watching, if you're not in Nigeria, so you check what products you have in your country and check which country there is high demand for it in which country. Then another one, for instance, like hibiscus flower, that is used for tea and other beverages. So there's high demand for hibiscus flower in Mexico. There's high demand for hibiscus flower in Germany. So you now look, if you want to go into hibiscus flower exports, so you know where to target. So that's why we're like giving location, we're giving region where you should focus your searching for buyers from. You don't just pick up and say, okay, I want to supply hibiscus, okay, let me take hibiscus to Asia, right? It might not do so well because there's no what's it called, high demand in Asia. So like for Mexico and for Germany, there's high demand for hibiscus flower, so you already know where you should look towards. And then for processed cassava, any cassava products, you target the region that has Africans, like the US, like the UK. If you're sending, for instance, there's one of our exports who follow through our training and then started exporting fufu to UK. So fufu that we know how much fufu is in Nigeria, that one wrap is like 100 naira. So apparently she's selling it in the UK for about 1 point something pounds. So if you convert that into naira, you already know how much the person is getting. So if you're looking into going into processed cassava products, you know the region where you should target. You target the market in the US, you target the market in the UK, because UK has large population of Nigerians, has large population of Africans, and then we know that fufu is something that there's a typical Nigeria there's no how a typical Nigeria will see fufu in the diaspora that will not want to buy, of course, because that's like a staple food. So anyway, a Nigerian find fufu or gari, you'll be eager to like, oh yeah, we have our food in this country. So this is the first step you need to take: identifying your agricultural products with high demand but low competition. So we've listed top 5 products that we have in Nigeria if you're in Nigeria. But if you're not in Nigeria, there are other products that you need to look for. Just check what you have in your local markets and then check out the international markets where it is in high demand and at what season. Okay, so that's the first step to starting small scale agro exports. And then the second step you need to do after identifying your product and where it is in high demand, the next thing you're going to do is register your business. Yes, you have to register your business. If you're in Nigeria, you register your business with CAC, that's Corporate Affairs Commission. That's the first step to starting after you've identified your product and say that, okay, this product is doing well in UK, this product is doing well in Germany, this product is doing well in Asia. Okay, so I have identified what I want to start with. All right, so please, thank you for joining us once again, and if you have questions, please write it down. We're going to give room for question and answer, and you can also share, like, comment on this, and also invite your friends to come and learn along with you. Okay, so register your business with CAC and obtain your TIN, that's tax identification number. It is very important because if you're starting exports, there is no how you export without having your TIN. There's no how you export without your business registered. If you're in other countries, so you check how to register your business. So you need to register your business, get your certificate, get your TIN. Then we're going to list out the key certifications for agro exports, especially in Nigeria. We're in Nigeria, that's why we're using Nigeria as, our reference country. So the certifications you need to get for your agro exports, you cannot just start exporting. There are things you need to put in place. There are certificates you need to get. All right, guys, I want to see your thumbs up if you're enjoying the training. I want to see your hello, I want to see your emoji and all of that. Okay, so the first thing you need to get after registering your business with CAC, the next thing you need to get is you register your business name and obtain your certificate with NEPC, that's Nigeria Export Promotion Council. So I'll leave a link below on how to access NEPC website. That's if you've gotten your CAC document, if you've gotten your business registered already. Okay, so you register and obtain your NEPC certificate. This is very important. Every exporter must have NEPC certificate because you have to show it at every point. So you cannot start exporting without having your business registered. And another certificate you need to get is phytosanitary. This is to ensure plant products are pest free. So whatever you're exporting, you need to get this. You need to get this certificate. It's very important. Then another certification you will require is organic certification. This is for people that would want to export organic products. If you're exporting organic products, you need organic certification. Then another certificate you will get is HACCP. So you need HACCP certificate. That is for food safety compliance, especially for processed food. So if you're doing processed food, you will need to get this certificate. There's no two ways about it. You cannot even do any processed food without getting HACCP certificate. So what else is HACCP means is hazard analysis and critical control point certificate. So you need it if you are exporting processed products. You must get it. And the last certificate you need is certificate of origin. Yes, just like humans have certificate of origin that you show that, okay, I'm a Nigerian, okay, I'm from Nasarawa, and this is the local government I'm from Lafayette, that's where I'm from. So you need certificate of origin for your products. And this certificate is issued by Chambers of Commerce. So it shows the product's country of origin. So you will need to get it before exporting. Even if it's paper you want to export, you must get certificate of origin because that is what shows that, okay, this paper is from Nigeria, this paper is from Cameroon, this paper is from Ghana, or this paper is from South Africa. So you must get your certificate of origin for any product that you're exporting. All right, guys, so the third step that you're going to do, let's go over it again. We talked about what agro exports is. That's selling products from this country to shipping your product from this country to an international market where there's high demand. We discussed the benefit why you should start agro exports, and we talked about under benefit. We discussed the foreign exchange, we discussed job creation, we discussed market diversification, where you're open to other opportunities other than your local trade, and we took the first step of identifying your products. What products do you have in your country, and where can you take it to? So after product identification, we discussed the certificate you need before you can start exporting. It's okay to identify your products, but after that, you need to get your business set up. You need to get your business registered. And we discussed various certification you will need before you can start exporting. If you're in Nigeria, starting from registering your business with CAC and obtaining your tax identification number, and we move on to the top 5 certificate you will need before you can start exporting. We talked about the certificate of origin, we talked about certificate of origin, we talked about organic certification, we talked about the NNPC, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council certificate, and then we talked about the HACCP certificate, that's for processed food. So the next thing we're going to discuss now is how do you source high quality products locally? How? Because if you're looking for a product that meets up international standard, how do you source it? If you're in Ghana, how do you source high quality products in Ghana? If you're in Cameroon, if you're in Benin Republic, how do you source raw materials locally. So the first step is you partner with farmers cooperatives or smallholder farmers. Why do you think you should partner with them? It's to ensure consistency in supply. Because if you do not have a cooperative you are working with, or all thanks to social media now, there are a lot you can join online, including Agricultural resources. So this is to ensure a consistent supply. That's the first thing you need to do. And you have to focus on sourcing from regions that are known for a specific crop. For instance, in Nigeria, if you want to source for sesame seed, do you know the state, you know region where you should focus on for sesame seed? You mentioned Kano, Jigawa, Benue State, Nasarawa, Taraba. Taraba also have sesame seed, but this region have sesame seed, although the varieties may not be the same. But here, so you focus on region that has or that is known for a specific crops. Then, for instance, like cassava, if you want to go into processed cassava products, then you should focus your sourcing within Ogun State, Ondo, Delta, or your states. These are the regions that that, okay, if you want to get consistent supply, you should partner with smallholders in this region. And if you want to go into ginger, if you want to export ginger, so Kaduna is your best option to partner with smallholder farmers in Kaduna. And after sourcing, you have to ensure quality control, because you don't want to export a product that is going to be rejected. A few years ago, we had this report when we're doing exports. There was this report that Nigerian products were constantly rejecting. When you get to international markets, they'll reject products from Nigeria, like agro products from Nigeria. I'm not talking about crude oil. I'm not talking about crude oil. Okay, so we had a report that Nigerian agro products, non-oil products, were rejected constantly. So, but then we now discover that why would they reject products from Nigeria? It's not because it was coming from Nigeria, but it's because the quality did not meet up international standard. Yes. And we know, for instance, you will hear, let's see, for raw cashew nuts, if you want to export raw cashew nuts, you will have a specification like, okay, 49 KOR, and then moisture content should be this, moisture content should be that, nut count should be 180. Standard specification is what I'm calling, actually. Nut count should be 180, 170 to 180. You should have KOL of 50, 51, 52. Moisture content should be 8 to 9. The people giving this specification, they are not just giving you because they want to make you to go and do tests. No. The thing is, if you're exporting product that is not well dried from Nigeria, before it gets to the country that you're going, don't forget it's going to take weeks on the high sea. So before it gets to the country you're exporting it to, anything can happen. If the product is not well dry, anything can happen. And guess what? Can get pest infested and all of that. So you do not want to export a product that when it gets to the country you're exporting it to, it will be rejected. So regular inspection, and make sure that before you even package and all of that, we'll discuss packaging when we get to packaging. But yeah, before you package your product, ensure that SGS, they have done their tests. They've carried out their tests, you have done, and then you have your analysis report that is the same with the specification given to you by the buyers. So most buyers, they will give you what they want. They want soya beans, they will tell you, okay, oil content should be 49%, moisture should be 9%, impurity should be -0 or 0%, foreign matter should be 1. So you have to follow all this specification so that you don't get your products rejected. So ensure quality control at all times. This is very important so that you don't lose your money. Then the next thing we're going to discuss, don't forget how we started. We discussed what agro export is. and how to identify your products, the benefit of going into it. If you've missed, you can rewind this video and then go back so that you don't miss any points, because every point is important if you're starting a small scale agro export. Then the next step, we have discussed how to identify your products. We have discussed how to register your business, where to register your business, and the certificate you need before you can start exporting. And we have discussed how to source high quality products locally and regions where you can focus on based on your crop, specific crop. We have discussed that's 3 steps. So the number 4 steps we're going to take now is, how do you identify international buyers? Yes, identifying international buyers is very important, because you want to export, so it's not your country buyer you're looking for, it's a buyer from another country. So there are online marketplaces I'm going to recommend that you can find international buyers, and we'll also walk you through how you can verify that your buyer is real. Because guys, there are so many scammers out there. They will send you specification, they will tell you this is what they want. Some might even say, okay, start a trial order. So if you're starting a trial order, that's at the end of the day, you've lost your money already. If you like, export just 1 container. By the time you calculate how much 20-feet container is, so you know how much you have spent already. So the first thing you're going to do, okay, so online places where you can identify your international buyers. Number 1, Alibaba. Yes, you can find bulk buyers in Alibaba. So if you're looking for a link to register, you can send us a DM. We'll send you a link on how to secure bulk and verified buyers from Alibaba. Then another online marketplace you can find international buyer is Agri Resources Marketplace. Yes, this page that you're watching this live from, you can get international buyers here. And there's also a website. Please, if you have not visited our website, the link is on our page. Visit, register if you're looking for international buyers for your agro products. Yes, we deal with international buyers for agro products only. So you register with us and we'll give you buyers for the products that you want to export. Okay, another online marketplace that you can find international buyer is Exporter India. So this platform also showcases your products, so you can actually just register with them. We'll leave a link to register with them on after this live stream. So if you want to register with Exporter India, so this platform, you set it up, you can post your products, and if there is an international buyer that needs your products, they will send you a message and then you follow it up from there. We'll walk you through how to verify your international buyers. Okay, then another website, another marketplace that you can identify international buyer is TradeKey. We'll also leave a link to TradeKey so that you register. So TradeKey connects you with verified buyers. Okay, this one is also very secure because they gives you verified buyers that they have already verified. Because most times, if you're just starting exports, we always advise work with people who have already exported. Yes, because most people online, like I earlier said, they would come like, oh, we want to buy this, we want to buy that, send us your quotation, send us your pro forma invoice, send us your FCO. So you begin to do all the documentation for them, only for you to discover that when it's time to do proof of fund, you discover that they don't even have the funds to pay you. So why waste your time to go through all of that when you can just work with experienced exporters to walk you through? It won't cost you much to do that, but it will save you a whole lot. So guys, don't try to do I know it all, because export business is you need to know what you're doing so that you don't lose your money. Then also there are networking platforms that you can also find buyers. If you join export focus groups on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you can find buyers. And there are trade organizations. You collaborate with chambers of commerce for market insights. Okay, if you're going into exports new, it's advisable for you to work with organizations that are exporting, like I said. Then another way to identify international buyers is through trade fair. Every country does trade fair, but you participate in trade fair, international trade fair in Nigeria, in Dubai, in South Africa, in London, in just everywhere. So when you participate in trade fair, you get to meet one-on-one buyers. All those ones that when they send them invitation to come for trade fair, they were like, oh, why do I have to pay for trade fair? Yes, you need it, your business need, because there's no how you want to start and you say you will not go for trade fair. That means you're not ready for business. Yes, if you're ready for business, anytime you hear trade fair, whether you have to pay or free, because some are free, and even in Nigeria there are trade fair like in Landmark. There is plastic. I'll check the link. That comes up I think twice a year. You register, you get to meet buyers one-on-one. Okay, then another way you can identify international buyers if you're in Nigeria is through NEPC. Yes, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, their website. If you register with them, get your certificate, you can get verified buyers from NEPC. Yes, so there are pages for importers and there are pages for exporters. If you are in Nigeria and you want to export, so the page you're going to go for is importers, pages for importers or buyers. So when you go there, you check the product that you want to export, you check the country that you want to export to, and then you look for buyer. So these are the ways where you can identify your buyers. We've talked about online marketplaces, we talked about networking platform, we talked about trade fair, we talked about trade organization. That's you collaborate with chambers of commerce in your country. Like Nigeria, we have our own chamber of commerce. So if you're looking for international buyers, they are the best option for you to go for. All right, guys, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. You might be doing somebody a favor. It's a free training where we give every Saturday on how to succeed in agribusiness. Okay, so if you've not been watching our previous video either on our page on our YouTube, so please do well to go back, watch, share, like, and comment. All right, guys, so the next thing, that's the step 5. I hope we are all following. I want to see your thumbs up, I want to see your hello if you're following, if we're on the same page. So the step 5 of what you need to do before starting your exports as a small scale exporter. You need to prepare and ship your products. So we've discussed what agro exports is. We've discussed the benefits of exporting. We've discussed how you can identify your products. But then we've discussed how you can register your business. We discussed how you can source for your products locally in your state, in your country. We've discussed how you can identify international buyers. Okay. On identifying international buyers, when you identify your buyers, how do you verify that this buyer is real and this buyer is going to pay you, so that you do not invest your money into it and you don't get paid? Okay, there are different ways where you can identify, how you can verify your buyers. The number one, we're just going to list just one. The most important thing is ask the buyer for proof of fund, so that you know that your buyer has the capacity to pay you. And please, our most recommendable payment team when dealing with especially a first-time exporter, if you've not done exporting before, so the best payment method is LC, irrevocable LC. That's letter of credit. Do not accept TTO, please don't. Most exporters from Asia, most especially, would always say, okay, we want to do TT. Please, I'm begging in the name of God, start with the irrevocable letter of credit. Why is that very important? Because that is a bank to bank transaction. you know that the buyer's bank has given approval, the buyer's bank and the seller's bank. So if you're the one selling, your payment is from bank to bank. All those send me documents, after sending me documents, then I will do transfer to you. Please, oh, at the time you scan all your product document and send to them, and you will not see your money, so that you will not come back and say, oh, we say you should export. Yes, but you have to export wisely. It's very important. If there are steps or advice you would need if you're starting new, our DM is always open if you're starting export business new. So you send us a DM. Exportation is very, in fact, now that dollar is 1006 plus, imagine buying fufu. Like one of our students who is exporting just fufu to UK, buys fufu 100 naira in Nigeria and sold in the UK. The conversion of how much she is selling fufu in UK is 5,650 naira. That is one wrap of fufu that we buy in Nigeria, 100 naira. So this is very important. Don't just jump into exports, please. Know what to do and when to do what. Okay, so after following all this step, the next thing you're going to do is how you prepare and ship your products from your country. The first thing you need to do is packaging and labeling. Ensure that your packaging meets international standard. For instance, label products with country of origin, weight, and safety instructions. Because if you're doing food or you're doing processed products, if you're exporting processed food, you need, apart from having your HACCP certificate, you need to be able to package your product well. It's very important. You don't just wrap it anyhow and say, okay, after all, oh, I've gotten my certificate, let me wrap it anyhow and export it. No, you have to present it well. Present it the way that if you tell somebody, come and buy one wrap of 10,000 naira, the person will be able to buy it. Yes, that is the most important part people neglect in exports. Packaging is very important. How you present your products to your buyers, how you present your products to your importer is very important. Because me, I will not go and see food that is wrapped with dirty nylon. I'll buy it. Why now? I can't. I won't do that. All right, guys. So packaging is very important. Packaging and labeling. Use eco-friendly packaging to appeal to eco-conscious buyers. There are some buyers that when they see eco-friendly products, they're like, this person knows what he or she is doing. So if you're packaging, use this kind of packaging so that, it looks appealing to your buyers. Then the next thing is logistics and shipping. So we're going to list what and how you should ship your products from any country. So if you're using air freight for perishable goods, which is very important, you cannot even use sea freight when you have perishable goods, because by the time it stays, let's say 1 week, and gets to the country that you're exporting it to, if it's perishable, just forget about it. Go and look for loan to do another business. Yes, but so if it's perishable products, use air freight, which is faster. It might be a little more expensive, yes, but then you should be able to do your calculation in such a way that you're also making profits from it. Even if you choose to use air freight, which is more expensive in some cases, depending on what you're exporting. Then if you're using, then another way of your logistic and shipping is sea freight. This is for bulk purchase. This is for bulk products. For instance, if you want to export cassava chips, people do not know that Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava in the world. Yes, we are, but guess what? We are not exporting. So if you want to start a cassava chips export, this is going to be another class. You send us a DM for that and we'll walk you through personalized training how to start exporting cassava. It is very easy to start. You're looking for small scale exports to start, then cassava chips is your number one option. Yes, it is. It is high in demand in China. In fact, in Asia, cassava chips is high in demand in Asia, in US, So, but then it requires low capital. You don't need much to start cassava chips, because I think cassava price is coming down now, unlike a few months ago that 1 ton of cassava was like 180, 150k. I think it's quite low now. So this is actually a good time for you to start cassava exportation. It is pretty simple, and if you're exporting products like cassava, you don't need much. After you've done all your certification and all of that, you do not need much because cassava is not that expensive, and you can start small. Like, this training is not for large scale exporters. Reason why we are listing little product that you can start with, that you don't need to break your bank to start your exportation. Then another way how you can ship your products from any country is you partner with freight forwarding companies like DHL. You can partner with them and you have a smooth shipping. Okay, so we talked about certifications you need. Then what we're going to discuss now is documentation required. You have to do a proper documentation before your goods can leave the border. Yes, the first thing you need is commercial invoice. After invoice, you need your packing lists, you need bill of lading, and you need insurance certificate, and you need certificate of inspection. So I talked about phytosanitary certificate. So you call SGAs. They are the ones who inspect your products. If you are exporting pepper, inspect your products and tell you that, okay, this product is free of a pest infestation, or this product is not free from it, or you need to do this, or you need to reclean it, or you need to re-dry it, because it's better for you to actually follow their process than getting your product rejected when it gets to the seaport. So these are the five documentation you will need to do before exporting. All right, so guys, I hope we are following. Say your hello, thumbs up, and don't forget to write down your questions. Okay, before we go into how to secure funding for your agro export business, we're going to list products that you can start with low capital. So the first one is cassava products. Like I mentioned earlier, start with cassava because it's easy to start. If you're in Nigeria, for instance, or any country, cassava is not an expensive product. Even if you want to start with 1 ton, you can start with just 1 ton of cassava, process it, dry it, package it, and then send us a DM. We'll get you an international buyer in the Asia where you can export your cassava to. So that's number one. So write it down. Another product that you can export, you don't have to break the bank to start, is spices. What do I mean by spices? Pepper, ginger, garlic, turmeric. Yes. And the good thing with starting spices is you don't have to do a bulk supply at once. You can just grind the process. Let's say for ginger, you get your dry split ginger. Buy your dry split ginger. If you're in the north, you should know dry split ginger, and make sure that it's fully dried, make sure that it's clean. The specification the buyer is required has been made. So you grind it. Get your grinding machine. If you're looking for how to get grinding machine for any of your products, send us a DM. We'll give you best recommendation for that. Okay, so you grind your product, you grind your ginger and package them. And you're wondering, how do I go about packaging? I don't know how to use eco-friendly packaging and all of that. Yeah, there are some nylons that you can even use to package your ginger, for instance. So you can use Ziploc. Label it well. Make sure that your label has all the information that is required. I've listed the information that should go into your packaging, that should go into your labeling rather. So make sure that your label products carries the country of origin, carries the weight, carry the safety instructions if it's direct food product. So if you're doing all this, so make sure that your products, the ginger that I said, for instance, Your labeling has all this information on it. Then another product, small product that you can start. Don't forget this training is how to start small scale agro products and begin to earn in dollars. We know how much dollar to naira is if you're in Nigeria, right? So you can actually, by the time you convert $1 to naira, you already know what you're making. Okay, another product, still small product that you can start under spices, is garlic, is turmeric. So all these spices doesn't require much, and you can start small. Do your small packaging, do your box export, which is what is called. If you're not doing bulk export, you do box export. So just in a small package, put it in a small box, tape it, give DHL, they'll deliver it for you. By the time you convert, but because you're buying your product in naira, right? So by the time you convert how much you're making to naira, you already know how much you're earning, even though it is small. But it's better to start small so that you study the market and know what works. Your product is accepted. Yes, you go back again. You reinvest your profits into expanding your business. That's the way. I used to tell people when we are doing our consultation class, okay, when doing your consultation, when we're doing our agribusiness consultation for people, I used to tell people that if your business cannot build itself, then it's not worth doing. Yes. If you're using 10,000 naira to start a business and that 10,000 naira cannot give you 20,000 naira, let's say in 1 year, okay, long-term investment, then it's not worth going into, right? So it's not by bringing millions of naira into business that you cannot grow. The most important thing in business is how you grow your business. I started with 10,000. Now I'm in this. Now I've grown to 1 million. Okay, now I've gotten to this. So that is growth, which is I think that's the joy of being in business. It is the process that is actually very important, right? So starting small is the best way to grow in agro business, in any business, but especially in exportation, so that you see what works in the country that you're exporting to. Another product that you can start small, right? You do not have to get big capital into it. Is hibiscus. Hibiscus flower. You can start small. Package your hibiscus, label it properly, and export it out. Another product that you can start with small capital is dry fish. Now, especially Nigerians in the diaspora, they are buying things from Nigeria because if you're a typical Nigerian, you know how you enjoy your local food. You know how you want your food to taste, like stockfish inside egusi soup. People that like egusi soup, they know what I'm saying. So you can start dry fish, dry fish or stockfish. These ones require little capital to start. You don't need much to start dry fish or stockfish business. You just need to buy one basket of fish, get your packaging, get your all your documents set, get your fish, and you begin to export it. Find your international buyers. That I've given out list of ways to find international buyers. So you don't say, where do I export to? Right? We know that in UK, palm oil, there's one of our students that is what he's exporting is just palm oil, and just to UK. He exports palm oil to UK only. So you buy your palm oil. Please don't go and buy palm oil that is mixed. Buy crude palm oil and put them in a bottle, seal it up well. If you're exporting, you have to seal your plastic or whatever you're using for your oil, and you pick a region that you want to export it to, and just export that. One Reckless bottle water, a palm oil that we buy in Nigeria, the smallest one is 1,400 now. In the UK, that same size is selling for about, by the time you convert pounds to naira, it's selling for about 9,000 or if not 10,000. So you already know that let's say that you have to factor in your shipping costs and all of that, you're still going to make a lot from it. and seeing that there is market and there is high demand for it, so you're still going to make a lot from just exporting palm oil. So these are products that you can start small. So unlike oil and gas, crude oil, that you need to gather money. In fact, you need to save like 2 generations money before you can start exporting crude oil. Agro export is very easy and very simple to start. It's very easy and very simple to start. So little products like this, it doesn't cost much to start, and you can start with low capital. You can start with low capital and begin to cash out in dollars. By the time you're converting, you know that this Christmas are already smiling home. All right, guys. So before the last product that we're going to recommend, that you can start with small capital if you want to earn foreign currency. So another product that you can start with that does not require so much, you don't have to sweat for you to start it. Don't forget, we've mentioned spices. Under spices, we talked about ginger, we talked about turmeric, we talked about garlic. So these are products that you can just buy small. If you want to buy a mudu, people that understand how mudu works, they know what I'm saying. You can just buy one mudu, dry it, grind it, package it, and you send it out and collect your dollar. Then we also discussed cassava. I made reference of one of our students who is exporting just fufu. The fufu that we're selling 100 naira in Nigeria, she's earning almost 5,000 naira from exporting just one fufu to the UK. Like, there are Nigerians in diaspora, so that you know that as you're sending it out, people are buying. So you can also partner with supermarkets in the diaspora if you have a connection with people outside Nigeria. So you can partner with them as you're sending your product to them. They are marketing it, they're selling it for you, and then send back your money. So that's another way if you don't have immediate buyer for it. Okay. We've listed hibiscus that you can start. We listed dry fish, stockfish. These are little things that doesn't cost much, because normally we buy it and eat. So it's not so expensive. You can buy it and eat. You can actually buy it, package it, label it, and export it, and you earn in dollars or in any currency that you're exporting, the country that you're exporting it to. Okay, so if you need more product that you can start with small capital, low capital, send us a DM. We will tell you what works depending on which country you want to export it to. And don't forget, the beginning of this training, we listed how product that is in high demand in which country. We talked about cashew that is in high demand in Asia. We talked about sesame seed that is in high demand in Asia and Middle East because of the oil. We talked about hibiscus flower. Hibiscus flower is in high demand in Mexico and Germany. We talked about cocoa beans. Cocoa is an expensive product. That's why I did not mention it. It's super expensive to start exporting cocoa. Cocoa is for large scale exporters. Okay, but if you have the capacity for it, then you'll be smiling every day exporting cocoa beans. Then we mentioned processed cassava products. Cassava flour, gari, fufu, and where you should target is US and the UK. So you target the diaspora markets in the US and UK. All right, guys. So the next thing we're going to discuss now is funding. How do you secure funding for your export business? How? Because even if we say that it's not so much, you don't need much to start, there are some people that still don't have what to start with. Yes. So the first recommendation on how you can secure funding, and don't forget, we give free videos, free tips on how to secure funding for your agribusiness. If you haven't been watching our videos, it will not take you anything because you're learning for your own benefit. We don't charge for our training. All you need to do is watch, like, comment, share with your friends and family. Then you rush to our YouTube channel. You will see how to secure funding for your business, be it poultry. Feed Credit are giving out opportunity to all poultry feed farmers to get funding for your business, but that's for local business. And talk of poultry, you can also export poultry product. Chicken, you can export chicken feet. the feet that most people don't eat it. Yes, it is in high demand in the US, in the Asia, in the UK. So you can export that. It doesn't cost too much, and you just work with poultry farmers, because most people, when they slaughter their chicken, they don't take the paws. So you partner with them and be buying that from them at a very ridiculous price. In fact, it's very cheap. The price to buy chicken feet is pretty cheap in Nigeria, and you're exporting it and you're earning in other foreign currency. So let's dive into how to secure funding for your exports business. The first one is NEPC. I talked about NEPC before. That's Nigerian Export Promotion Council. They give export expansion grants for exporters, but that is after you registered and then you show your readiness to export, because now everybody will rush to go, and it's not just to go and register with NEPC. They will not just give you grants because you registered with them. You have to show readiness to export. Then you can apply for their grant. It's free money for exporters. This is secret, most exporters don't tell you, but we give you for free. Then you can do bank loan. Bank of Industry offers loan for agro exports, and I think they are currently giving out loan for agro businesses. So please check out their page, www.boi.ng. That's Bank of Industry. They are currently giving out loan to exporters, to agro businesses, so you can register with them and get loan for it. And also you can get funding through their other initiatives. That bank, Mastercard Foundation is giving out free money for agro businesses. I've also made a video on that, so if you haven't watched it, go and watch, so that you follow a step by step how to register and secure that. They gave up to $500,000 for agro businesses. So if you're an agripreneur, this is an opportunity for you to shine. We give out free information on how to succeed in agri business. Then you can also do crowdfunding, or you can get private investors. Platforms like Tribe Agri, Farm, Crowdy, and all of that, they do raise fund for a specific agricultural venture. So you can DM them, reach out to them and ask if there is a grant for exporters. You might be lucky to get one. And also FCMB, they support non-oil exports. So if you haven't watched our videos on how to secure funding from FCMB as a non-oil exporter, then please go back, check it. If you have not seen the link, send us a DM. Excuse me. So FCMB give out grants for exporters, for non-oil exporters. Non-oil, that's people that are exporting products other than oil. Agro products is inclusive. So if you're exporting agro products, you can get grants from FCMB. That's for non-oil exporters. So these are ways how you can secure funding. And if these options are not still enough for you, then stay tuned. We'll give more updates on how you can secure funding for your agro business. All right, guys, so if you're following up to this point, don't forget to like, say hello, thumbs up, share, comment, share with your friends, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube, because you might be missing an important information. Then the step 7, that the 7th step, the next step we're going to discuss is how you can market your agro products. Yes, how can you market your agro products? We've discussed how you can identify your products, how to find buyers, way to source it, what kind of products can you start with, how to secure funding, how to package your products so that it will be, how to package your product so that it will meet up international standard, how to get all the certificate you need so that you don't get your product rejected. We have discussed all of this. Now the next thing is, how do you market your agro products? Yes, it's very important. The first thing that we'll always recommend is create a professional website. A website that shows your products, has contact details, and shows that you have been certified to export. Yes. So if you want to create a website, send us a DM, because it's not everybody that creates website that knows that, oh, this website is especially for agro exports, so that they don't just give you anyhow website. If you're looking for how to create a professional website to showcase your product, send us a DM to that effect, and we'll recommend best option for you. It's not expensive to create website. It's pretty cheap now because technology is taking over. So don't say, oh, it's going to cost you so much. It won't cost you so much, because when you start earning in dollars, you not even remember that you needed website. Yes, so whatever that is worth doing, I tell people, anything that is worth doing is worth doing well. Yes, so create a professional website. It's not so expensive. Between 100 to 150k, you can create a professional website that if a buyer in the US check out your name, let's say my business name is Make Money in Agri. By the time they Google Make Money in Agri or how to be successful through Agribusiness, your business will pop up. So that one, you don't even need to stress yourself to start looking for buyers. It's buyer that will be looking for you. Now then go they rush you. You understand? So buyers will be looking for you. By the time they see that, oh, you're visible to other people, your product is visible to the world, right? Your product speaks for you. So we help you design a website that stands out based on the product that you're exporting. So that's another way to market your agri product. So you put it out there and leave it for buyers to start rushing you based on what you're exporting. Then another method we're going to recommend how you can market your agri product is the use of social media platform like Facebook. Yes, if you want to market your products, use social media. You can send Agri Resources a DM. If you want a personalized advertisement, please, sending a DM and you're asking for an international buyer comes with an extra fee. Yes, so that you don't say that, oh, okay, we do free adverts for people, but they are target adverts for people also. If you need a target audience, if you need a target advert, so we'll give you target audience based on your product. So you can use social media. You yourself, you can also create social media. If you're creating social media and you need somebody to manage your social media accounts, send us a DM, because this is agri related. So we're going to do everything agri related, and we'll help you set up your page, set up your Facebook page, set up your Instagram page, so that when you're posting, when you're posting your products, you're able to attract buyers from other countries. If you're in India and you're looking for how to get sellers from Nigeria, so getting your page running shows that, okay, this is what you're into, this is what you're doing, and it's very important to be visible because now social media is taking over. Gone are those days that we used to do traditional marketing, that you have to use stand crier and say, okay, so I'm selling cashew nut, I'm from Pakistan, I'm selling cashew nut. No, now you can make use of your Facebook, now you can make use of your Instagram, and you're looking for how to set up a page like that, you can also send us a DM. We'll walk you through. All right, then you can also leverage Google Ads to reach out to international markets, right? If you don't want to create a website, you don't want to use Instagram, you don't want to use Facebook, our marketplace is also open for you to use. But if that still isn't enough for you, then you can reach out to Google. Google is your friend. Tell them to do advertisement for you, that you're ready to start exporting. Or if you're in China, you want to buy from another country, you're sourcing for a local, for an exporter from another country. This is also an avenue for you to use. If you're buying from, let's say when it was season for cashew earlier this year in Nigeria, we had most Indians who came in, called us and said, okay, so Agri Empire, we want to come to Nigeria, we want to start buying cashew nut, can you walk us through, can we do that? So we do all of that. We help you secure and make sure that you're investing rightly, because the most important thing is for you to invest and also get profits. You make profit from what you're investing. It's not just investing, it's not just exporting. You have to export wisely in such a way that you are making money from it. All right, so another thing you have to also consider, like when they came in March, they were transacting cashew March, April, May before they went back. All right, so this is another reason why, another ways how you can have international trade between you in one country and your exporter from another country. You can actually just go down. If you have the capacity for you to travel down, let's say you want to export cashew, either processed cashew or raw cashew, to India or to Vietnam, right? You can actually go there and meet your buyer one-on-one. So if we are recommending buyers for you, after the recommendation and you feel, oh, okay, I still want to see my buyer one-on-one, I still want to have a meeting with them, I still want to get to know them before I can start exporting, then you're open to do that. All you need to do is make arrangements, verify your buyers, verify their company that they are real, and you can take a trip down to where your product will be going to. Have a physical meeting, get to know your buyer better before you can start transacting. And lastly, this is just a step-by-step guide which we have listed all the steps you need to start exporting as a small-scale agro export. So if you need a personalized training, you said, okay, I was in that meeting, but I didn't get everything, or you didn't join on time, you can replay this video again. If you have question, we're going to give room for question now. So please send in your question, and we have 15 minutes for question and answer, and we can call it a day for this weekend free training. The last weekend training is on YouTube. That is how you can start small scale agribusiness anyway with low capital. So today's one is step-by-step guide on how to start agro export. So please, the floor is open for questions and answering. And if you don't want to post your question, you want to send us a direct message, please feel free to do that. We'll attend to all the messages. We have received all your messages and we're going to attend to them. So this is time for question and answer. Okay, so we've gotten a few questions on our DM. The ones sending us direct messages, we've answered them. So if you feel you want to send us a direct message, feel free. If you want to send us a comment, if you want to drop your comment, if you want to drop your question, if ask questions to ask that, oh, okay, I'm still not clear on how to pick a product. I don't know which one will give me high profits. This is the time for you to ask, and we recommend what would work for you, what will give you a higher return on investment. Okay, guys, we have 10 minutes to go. Okay, so someone asked a question. What if my products get rejected? What do I do? That's a very valid question. Yes, if your product is rejected, what do you do? First, before it gets to your products being rejected, before exporting, you need to, when doing your shipping, you need to use cost and insurance. All right, cost, insurance, and freight. That's CIF. So if you're using CIF, it means that insurance covers for any rejection or losses that you might encounter, and that's one. Secondly, when there is a rejection, there is room for you to give discounts. Let's assume you exported pepper and your price for pepper was $1,000 per ton, and if the quality did not meet exactly what the buyer sends to you, the buyer might ask for a discount and said, okay, you know what, I cannot pay $1,000 because the quality did not meet. This is what is expected. Okay, I can only pay 500. So if the buyer is open to pay 500, the remaining 500, instead of you having a total loss, your insurance cover it. So it is advisable to always make sure you insure your products before it leaves the country of origin. Before you send it out, make sure that your product is fully insured, because insurance helps. It might not cover your entire losses per transaction, but it will help you not be at a total loss. So I hope I've answered your question. What happened? Okay. Okay, so the next question. Hold on, guys. Okay, this person is asking, a Nigerian, that's what is the percentage for loan from Bank of Industry. Okay, that's, you get it. I sent a link. I think I mentioned the link. Go to www.boi.ng. That's Bank of Industry. They're giving out loan to agro exporters. So if you read through their terms and conditions, it depends on how much loan you want to get from them. So that's how you calculate your interest rates. So there's no fixed interest rate for export. So when you read through their page, you'll be able to find the percentage of interest you need to pay back and the loan tenure. So you have to read and understand before you begin to apply for loan, so that you know that you need to be sure that you'll be able to meet up with their terms and conditions before you can apply for loan. Okay, so the next question here is, can you send sample to your buyer before you start exporting? Yes, you can. And most buyers would even ask you to do a trial order, although it depends on what you're exporting. Most buyers will say, okay, send us one, or let's say send us 20-feet container trial order, but that's still very much for a small scale agro export. So yes, you can send sample to your buyer, but then it's left for you to discuss with your buyer that, oh, should I how do we cover it? Is it going to be 50-50, or should you pay for the product and I cover the way bill, right, or the freight cost if you're going to send to DHL. So you discuss it with your buyer, and then you people have a conclusion that, okay, this is how you intend to send your sample, and this is who pays for what. Okay, so I believe I've answered your question. It is possible to send your sample first. If you want to export to Pakistan, if you want to export to the UK, you can send sample to your buyer in the UK first to avoid losses or to avoid rejection, and tell them that, okay, this is the sample product of what you'll be getting should we go into transaction. You can do that to save everybody the headache of, oh, this is not what I expected. So it's possible, it is okay, and it is advisable to also send sample to your buyer before you start exporting. Okay, so this is going to be our last question for today. We'll do part 2 of agro export, so stay tuned. We'll give updates on when that is going to be. So we're just going to take this last question. Okay, so the person is asking, how do I collect a foreign exchange? How do I receive foreign payments? So the answer to this question is, when you're registering your business, like we first said, you have to register your business with CAC. After CAC, you can now obtain your TIN, that's tax identification number, and you open a bank account. So if you're opening a bank account, you can just walk into any bank you want to open, with FCMB, Stanbic, Fidelity. Tell them you want to open a corporate account, and you want both naira and dollar accounts. If you're in Nigeria, if you're not in Nigeria, so you open account for your local currency and an international currency. Dollar is still like the most standard foreign currency that you can use for trading. So when you're opening that account, so you already have 2 accounts. When you're exporting, you register, collect all your PIN, get all your documentation and all of that ready. And before you start registering, there's also another page you must register with and have all your information in there before you export. So after doing that, when you're receiving payments, the payment is not coming to your naira account. The payment is going to your dollar accounts. Let's say you have accounts with Fidelity Bank, right? So you have naira account with Fidelity Bank, you have dollar account with Fidelity Bank, and you're exporting food to the UK, and you've made like $15,000 or £15,000, and they need to send it to your account. So it is your dollar account. If the food was exported to the US, it is your dollar account that the payment will be made to. So when the payment is made to your dollar account, you can now convert it to your naira account. You can now transfer. So you now go to the bank and say, okay, I have $20,000 from the sales I have made exporting cassava to China. Now, how do I do it? So you go to the bank, your account officer would transfer your dollar, how much dollar you want in your naira account. They will now move it to your naira account. So it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. So if you follow this step by step, see you at the top. I want to believe that you'll be able to start exporting agro products like immediately. If there are other questions, there are still more questions coming, but we're going to call it a day. We'll send you a direct message to answer your question. And please, guys, do not forget to share this video with your friends and family. So this live stream is going to be, you can replay it, you can rewind it, so that if there are points you missed, you'll be able to get all the information you need for your agro exports. So we call it a day. See you guys on our next training, and please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to drop our YouTube channel because a lot of people are asking for our YouTube channel link. It's actually on our main page. If you go to our page, you'll see our YouTube channel link. But should you've not found, we'll drop it here after this live stream, so that you subscribe to our YouTube. That's where you have much information on agribusinesses. That's how you grab fundings as they're coming out, because we update funding options on our YouTube, daily tips on how to get funding. Even if you're into poultry, you're into pig farm, you're into snail farm, whatever you're into. So please don't forget to follow us, like, share this video with others. I will see you guys in our next video. We'll see you guys on our next training. And please, currently, just to add to this, there are a lot of people asking for, oh, what products can they go into, what commodity can they start training. This is going to be on our next free training, how to do storage in Nigerian agro commodity so that you earn more. So guys, stay tuned. It's free training. We are not charging for our training. It's absolutely free. But don't forget to like, to follow, to share, and subscribe to our channel. See you guys. Bye.